good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. Okay, just give a minute. Sorry, I am a tiny bit late. Hi, Mary. I had to put Jordan down and he's fighting it, doesn't want to sleep. One of those days. How are you? Okay. Got everything settled. Oh, my games. Okie dokie. You know what I needed is a marker. Okay. What is the lighting? Put more light. A little bit better. Okay, understand it. Doing great. Teach soon. We'll have to leave. Okay, no problem. This won't be too 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah, this won't even be an hour. Probably like half hour. Just gonna go over like games and what I've been doing since we're online. Can you believe it's a year? Crazy. Who is the second person watching? Okay, welcome to today's workshop, March. It's literally been a year, basically, in 3 days, because I remember it was like March 13th on a Monday last year that we switched online. I never thought that we would be here a year later. And between you and me, I am going to be staying online unless people want to come to me, because I have been driving to people's houses since I'm 14. So that's 19 years of driving to people's houses. I've paid my dues, and now I have Jordan and hopefully more kids in the future. So I am now home. So ever since like I made that, hi Lourdes. Is that a French name? Are you French? Ever since I made that decision, I've really like shifted gears. It was beginning of January. I used to write all my lessons with the kids in their notebooks, but I switched to keeping a Google Doc. So I have like a Google Doc at the top of my browser, and I just click it, and then I just type in the kid's name, and then I keep track of our homework there. I share the document with them and with the parents so everyone can keep track of what everyone needs to do. There's no excuses like, oh, I don't remember what I'm supposed to do. So it's all there. So I'm actually just going to, for example, I'm going to pull one up. Not that you guys can see it, but I will see it. So I still have my same routine with kids, okay? So up until when I started keeping track in a Google Doc, we just did the same thing. We ran through our playlist. So any pieces that the kids know how to play or have filmed, they play for me. So it's like a warm-up, and then we work on like pieces that they are currently learning, and then we'll do like theory stuff from the Cascade book. And sorry, I lost my train of thought. I see my neighbors with the new baby walking. And so theory, and then anything else that we need to be working on in that lesson. Now there's a couple things that have changed. So yes, now I keep their homework in a Google Doc. So let me go to, let's take a younger kiddo. Who should we take? Maybe Charlotte. Okay. So Charlotte, I've been keeping track of all the kids' homework since January. They start with their playlist. Now, for those of you who know what the playlist is, it's where, or who don't know, it's where when a kid knows their song, I usually in the lesson, I film it, and then we keep the best take, and, oh, it is French. Oh, okay, awesome. Because I'm French too, that's why I was asking. I usually, in the lesson, I film the piece, and then we keep the best take, and then I put it on YouTube in their playlist, which is their list of songs that I film. So you can keep track of them growing up. Like, literally, there's some kids that I started when they were like 3, 4, 5, And now they're like 11, 12, or some are even like 15, 16, some are 18. Like literally, so you could go and see all their videos from the beginning, all the ones I've ever taken. And but now, since I'm not in person, that's part of their homework. I'm like, okay, this week I think take, film your piece, and then when you get one that you like, they text it to me, and then I upload it to YouTube. So that's something else that's changed since COVID started. But otherwise, what we do is we just run through our playlist and then the pieces. I have them color their 100 days. So I haven't figured out a way to deliver the prizes yet, because a lot of kids have gone through like 300 days of practice. So what I was thinking is either dedicate a day in like a month or so and just drive around and deliver, or what might be easier is for me to go to one place and let them know I will be here from this time to this time on a Saturday, because everyone is in school on Saturday, and kids can come get their prizes, come say hi, and I think that's what I'm going to be doing for prizes, because I still want to keep them motivated, and I love my box of Amazon toys and goodies and prizes. So I'll be doing that. And then we also run through Note Rush, and they all have Note Match, and I keep track of their score, and if they practice during the week, then I have them tell me if they beat their score. And the thing I love about Note Rush is that you can't cheat. They can lie about their score, but you can't like get a faster time. Like you really earn whatever time is on that level. So that's another great thing about Note Rush, and they're practicing their notes. And then what I wanted, so side notes too. Oh, actually, I want to let you guys know I'm getting vaccinated tomorrow, which I'm super excited, which is one of the reasons I'll be like comfortable probably seeing kids in person and like delivering some prizes and stuff. So I'm excited about that. But what I wanted to say is that another thing that I'm doing to keep kids motivated is pop songs. And I know like Mary, you know how to do that now, which is amazing. I've mentioned you several times on my vlogs about it, because it like blows my mind that you didn't know how to do it before and now you know how to do it. Like it's so cool. For those of you who don't know, where is my thing? For example, so I'm covering a song for myself this month, and that's Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. And I usually don't write it out. I just do it. I play along the song and I learn it, but figured I could maybe share this in the training program for you guys. So wrote out the lyrics and color coded, and now I'll make it my own. So pop songs are still like a hit. I'd say like 90% of my kids are learning pop songs. The older ones, not necessarily. They just want like hard pieces to do. The pop songs, some of them just can pick it up on their own. But I was going to say something about it. Oh yeah. So last week I got a new student, and actually my policies have changed where I say like, moving forward, my lessons are strictly online or in person. You can come to me. Anyway, so we had our trial lesson. Well, I gave her a trial, like a meet and greet. I didn't know how long we do, but I ended up doing like 45 minutes. We worked on, she's learning this one, Sonata, the Mozart one. But I was like, but what do you want to learn? Like, no. And I think she knows that her friend who I teach, Juliet, that she loves doing pop songs, and I think she knows that I teach pop songs, so she goes, pop songs? And like her eyes lit up. I'm like, you have no idea. And so we started learning the pop song in the lesson, Lover by Taylor Swift. And literally like her eyes lit up when we figured out some melody and chords. We just did a couple lines just so I could give her a taste of what it was. And when she kind of played it, she was like, that's so cool. And you could even see, because the mom and the grandma were both listening in on the lesson too. And they emailed me back after, and they're like, oh my God, that felt like 2 lessons in one. No. Yes, we want to start on Wednesday. No. So I have them. But that like just reinforced like the whole pop song thing. Like I can't tell you, it keeps kids engaged. It will hook your students. So I keep doing those, and it's as easy as if I were in person online. Like all I'm doing is I'm pulling up my pop song or my my phone, and I pull the pop song on Spotify or YouTube, wherever I want to listen to it. I still do the things where I download the lyrics and I send it to them. So there's a lot of me downloading things and sending things to students and asking parents to print. So there's a lot of that. Or if kids have two devices, like some of them have two, some just one. Or if they have their iPad in front of them, they'll like pull up something on their iPad instead of printing it, which is fine by me too. It just puts me on pause. I can't see them, but I can still hear them. But that's something else that I want to talk about because I do a lot of games and a lot of those are PDFs. So if you don't have them print the games, Mary, you had a question about this. So what I do is they have it on their iPad in front of them and they see it and I have it on my screen or I have it printed so we both roll our dice on either end and we move our little pawns and we know we like memorize our spot and that's it. And we just play our game. And the kids love it. So I do want to go over games today, just show you guys what I've been creating and what I use in lessons. And there's something else, because it's all online for sheet music and stuff. So I don't know if you all know, but in my training program, Mary, I know you know, that all my books are available. Everything I create is available to download as PDFs, which what better time during COVID? Like literally we need everything shareable. And so anything that you have in PDF, you can send to your students. As long as you're not like selling or trying to make money off of it, you're good. You can use it all you want. It's all about like keeping the kids engaged, making lessons fun between your student. Hopefully you're like at a point where your wait list is growing and or you're just getting more and more students. That is the goal. And one of them, the other one is like making sure your kids are having fun and loving piano. So yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna say. So I have a folder on my desktop with all my students and then I have their sheet music and I just pull it up during our lesson. It's almost all of it's digital except for like a couple students that I have, like if they're still in the Faber books, I usually know the pieces by heart and I like know where they are in the measures and everything because I've been teaching them so long. But it doesn't hurt to have them. Or what you could do is, which I've done, is buy the Kindle versions of these books so that you could just pull it up and have it on your screen too in case you want to do screen share, because showing kids like, and I still do this sometimes with some of these books, I'm like, oh, do you see this? Oh, this over here. It's not as effective as if you were to share your screen, right? But both work still. So anyway, I want to show you all my games because I'm so excited and the kids are loving them. And like what's good about online, or not, either way is good, but what I like is I want a lot. I pack as many things as I can in the lesson, just like quick little games here. So I'll do like flashcards, I'll do the note rush, I'll do their pieces. Like unless they're older and they really want to get nitty gritty on pieces, like we run through a lot of things so their attention span like stays, because kids are online all day long. They're tired. It's like so much screen. So I want to keep them engaged and everything. So here's one of the games I made. The Penny the Penguin, and she's trying to get to her little friends, the Polar Bear, Peanut, and Polar Bear Jr. Anyway, so on this Shamrock game, you have chords, right? So I have A minor, you have E, you have D minor, all of those. So if they land on a chord, obviously you can tailor this to the level that you're teaching. So let's say you have tiny like 5-year-olds, 4 or 5-year-olds who are still learning like ABC. Oh, Annabelle, what's the best beginner book that you use? Like the one you showed? Ooh, my best beginner book is the one I created, but I don't have. It's all downstairs. It's, let's see if I can. No, it's downstairs. I don't want to leave you guys for like 2 minutes. I created the beginner book and it's all written out like ABC. Actually, this is one of the sales this month. It's down to $10. Like literally after I ship it and all that stuff, I literally make like no profit. I just want you guys to have this for your students. So this one's $10 this month instead of $15, I believe. And Annabelle, this is how the way it's written out, like ABC, like these. My beginner book for the little kids, like it has Mary Had a Little Lamb, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Happy Birthday, all the very simpler songs. There's barely any sharps or flat. I think like 1 or 2 have A sharp or A flat. Like Happy Birthday has 1 flat in there, has a B flat. I think like the Ants Go Marching In, or one of them has like a C sharp or something. Very minimal sharps and flats. So that's a really good beginner book. But otherwise, yes, I do use this one. Or another beginner book that I wrote was the Note Match book that helps to read music. And obviously you use it with Note Match. So that's like for kids who have never learned to read before. You just start from scratch and that will teach them to read. And then this one is fun, especially because recital is coming, recital season. And let me just show you the songs that are in there. So you got Amazing Grace, Can Can, Fur-Elise. Like every kid wants to learn Fur-Elise, and you can learn it so easily. And all you're doing is reinforcing all the notes and the geography of the piano, the keys and everything. Got Carol of the Bells. If you ever do like more around Christmas. Hedwig's Theme, every kid loves that one. Harry Potter, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Spider-Man theme, Jeopardy theme, Star Spangled Banner, Green Sleeves, Do Re Mi from The Sound of Music. Kids love that one. I feel the girls love that one. Heart and Soul. So here's the duet part, right? Here's your left, right, da dun da dun da dun da dun da dun da dun da. And then here's your melody, bum bum bum. So that one is a popular one. Jurassic Park theme, Mission Impossible, Oompa Loompa, Puff the Magic Dragon, Chopsticks, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That's one of my favorites. And here, Star Wars theme. That's a hit with kids. Swan Lake theme. Pink Panther. You know everyone's going to like that one. Addams Family. The duet in A minor. That one I've talked about before. And My Heart Will Go On. Titanic. Anyway, so that is on sale this month. That is a perfect one to do. So, for example, I obviously have access to all my books. I just have a folder on my computer that says full books. And anytime I just send my books to all my students online, and I'm like, okay, let's read through this one, or let's read through that one. And they'll read through all this book. Oh, I want to try this song. Oh, I want to try this song. So, obviously, they can run through like 5 or 6 of them in a lesson. But what I'll do is like, okay, pick one this week that you like really get in your fingers, and then I'll ask them to film it. And then I'm like, okay, this week let's do another one, just so they have all these little songs that they can learn so quickly and show off. Parents are like, oh wow, they're learning so many things. One, they're excited, the kids are, even if they're learning like songs with notes and everything, right? It's important for them to like have easy, what's the word? Like rewarded quickly, like quick reward. Just they play a song and it's like, oh my god, everyone knows this one. I know the melody. Like I'm playing this without even thinking. And they're using their ear and stuff. He said, all your books are super great, but I teach with Do Re Mi. Okay. Oh yes, my session. I one day would like to translate everything into Do Re Mi. One day. That's true though. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the games. So here is a little Shamrock game. Now, if you have really like young beginners, that's something I could do too. Like the games are very easy. I should just do Do Re Mi. Okay, think about that. So if they land on a chord, so let's say you're learning chords, then if they land on A minor, I would have them play a chord. What if you have like a 4-year-old who doesn't know chords yet? And they're still trying to reinforce, like, where are the A's, where are the B's? Well, then, if they land on A minor, I just say, okay, let's look for all the A's. So then they play, like, all the A's, right? Oh, that was annoying. If you're trying to develop finger dexterity, I have them play the 5-finger game. So they're just one hand. You could be like, if they land on A minor, they do the 5-finger game with their right hand on A's, or the left hand, whatever one. If they land on E, they do the same thing on E. If you have more advanced students, it's still fun to play it. It doesn't mean, like, they can still learn things. For example, you can have them play a whole scale. So if they land on A minor, they're doing that scale. If that's too easy, then you tell them hands together. Or if that's too easy, do 2 octaves. Or you have them do the harmonic scale. Like, there's so many ways to adapt it to their level. So that's what happens if you land on one that has a chord. Then if you land on one that has a rhythm, right there, I have a pack of rhythm cards. So this is what I carry around when I teach. By the end of the day, my games are like everywhere on the floor or on the table, wherever I was. So let me get some of this stuff out. Where are my, yeah, I'll just put them all here. My rhythm cards. Here's like a little pile of rhythm strips. This one is in 4/4. I have packs of 4/4, strips of 3/4. So if they land on that rhythm, I just pull it out and I say, okay, clap that out or say it out loud, either with ta-ta, tt, or 1 and 2 and like that. So, and if that's too hard, if that, I have the simpler rhythms, just like these little guys, very simple cards, has half notes, whole notes, half note, where's the whole? Anyway, so always adaptable to your students' levels. And another thing, I finally printed this out. If they land on a rhythm, you could be as simple as spinning and they tell you what you landed on. So that's another easy way to do rhythm. And then the last thing on this little game is the little 4-leaf clover. So that I have my 4-leaf clover pack. That's probably hiding at the bottom of this. Oh, is this it? No. Oh yeah, that's another thing I want to show you. I have too many things. Too many games. Where did they go? They disappeared. Oh, there, with my other rhythm strips. So my little 4-leaf clover. So this one's blank. So what you could do is either write on it at the beginning of the game. You guys like choose certain challenges. Like let's say they're learning a certain song. Like, oh, practice this song. Or you can write like, oh, we'll say play a scale. So play a scale. So that could be something. And you can always erase it. Or before you laminate and print, you can make it like official and make up all your own. I'm gonna erase this like that. And then there's some cute ones like Penny says move forward 1 space. This is for so there's like some easier ones and harder ones. Name all the line notes in the treble clef. Here's a harder one, play a chord progression. Anyway, so play all the A's on the piano. So different levels. And you can adapt it to your students. Okay, that wraps it up for this. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, if you land on one that we create, this is play a scale. This comes in handy too. This is like chords, scales, key signatures. You could just say just notes, regular notes. Anyway, you spin and whatever it lands on, G minor, that's the scale they play. So it really decides for you. Okay, that's one game. Let's go. Let me show you. This one is done. I'm going to take everything out, and then as I'm done, I'm going to hide them into the thing. Oh my goodness, I have so many little, I love these, so many little erasers, little unicorn rainbow erasers. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. But obviously I can't use them I'm not in person right now, but I'll be using these during summer for my piano clubs with little kids. Okay, that is done. The rhythms are done. Let me show you. Let's do this one, root beer rhythm. This is fun. Okay, this is a quick one to practice naming the rhythms, what they're called. And a lot of kids I noticed, they know like how long to hold it, but they don't necessarily know what it's called, which is not the biggest deal, but it's good to know. So when you roll the dice, whatever you land on, you clap the rhythm, or you tell me what it is. Let's say you land on this, you say whole note, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. If you land, let's say we'll land on, let's say the hat, you become the leader, so you'll do a rhythm like that, and then someone else has to copy you, or whoever's playing has to copy you. Oh no, my thing froze, because I'm recording it. Come on, come on. Make sure okay. And then if you land on a root beer, let's say you land on this one, whatever one you land on, you have to play all the rhythms between both root beers, from like the previous one to the one you were on. So if you're here, you go ti ti ta, sh 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 sh. 1, 2, 3, ti 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 ti, for example. Okay. So then the first one to get to polar bear wins. And yep, that one's really simple. It's a quick one. Kids like it. Again, like online, I'll just send them the PDF and they have it on their iPad or their screen, or you can send it ahead of time and have them print it. Again, that's a lot of printing for, if my kids printed everything I sent them, oh my goodness, they'd be broke. Okay, let me go over this one. This is another really cute one with the hammerhead shark. Still trying to name him. I'm going to do a poll. Someone said Hammy, someone else said Harvey, I think Hank, someone else said Henry, so I'm curious which one wins. So I'll do that maybe later today. Anyway, so point of this one is to get to Fine. Now, you can play this several ways. You can play it the hard way, or like the long way, or the short way, I should say. So the long way is, what, not only, okay, if you land on a certain symbol, you say what it is, and you can take it a step further. Like if you say 3/4, like play a little piece in 3/4, or piano, play a little one of your pieces like softly, or play it loudly, or let me hear a crescendo. You know, like really imitate those symbols, or you just have them name it. Now the point is, all the blue ones are the like action ones. If you land on them, you have to do them. So if you land on the repeat sign, you'd have to go back to the start, repeat. If you land on this one, because this is a confusing symbol. Kids like have a hard time with the DS coda, D, CL Fine, like all those. So DS coda means dal segno al coda, so go to the segno sign. So they have to find the segno sign, and you go until you find the coda, and then you go to the coda, and then you finish. So that's what this action does. But where do you end? So if you get to the DCL Fine, we all know this isn't the end. The end is when you get to the word fine. So that teaches them how to understand those symbols. So DCL Fine, da capo, which means da capo means like from the head in Italian. So from the top, from the beginning. So you go back to the beginning and you go until you reach fine. So that is where you end on the little light gray spot. So that's how you use this one. The easy short way would literally just name what you land on, and the first one to get to this, you can call it a day. And I said that with one of my kids. They're like, no, I want to go to the end. I want to finish it. It's like, okay, let's do it. So that is that. I have another one. It's Chutes and Ladders. I went over this another day, like another workshop. This can be applied really to, you don't have to necessarily teach like music. If there's no music thing on here, I use it to like reinforce hand numbers. Like let's say I show them a card, I'm like, what finger is that? Right hand or left hand, finger what? And then they move forward. Or you can show them little rhythm cards and they move forward. I did this with my new student last week, just to see if she knew her rhythm values and everything. So this, I mean, it could be applied to other things. So that one, I didn't want to really go over that one today. Let me go over this one, because we're in March, and this one is Peanut and PBJ's Hunt for Gold. So this one, too, doesn't have to necessarily be applied to music, because there's no music things on here. It could just be used in March. And you can learn any concept that you are working on with your kids. Obviously, I'm going to keep it related to music. So with your student at the beginning, I laminated this so I can like write what I want and then erase it. I'm going to write, let's say, if you guys have ideas, you throw them at me. I'm going to say play a scale. I'm going to say for red coin, play a chord. Let's say pink, play a hard measure, like they're learning a piece and that measure is hard. Let's say 3 times, times 3. Blue coin, let's say play rhythm. Play rhythm or name a rhythm, or name, depending on the kid's age. Another one, let's say play a funky dance move. Let's just be fun. Just show me your best move. Show me your best move. Show me your, gotta keep it fun. Best Move. And number 4, what else can we do? Let's see. Ooh, intervals. Name that interval. Okay, so let me show you. This is what you choose at the beginning with your student. Okay, and if they land on that color coin, that's the challenge they have to do. Now, you could either always just have one and then rewrite it and erase, or before you laminate it, you can choose like your card. Like a beginner student will have like you play all the A's, B, C, D. You can make it really simple, or name a finger number or something like that. For the more advanced students, you can like scales, key signatures, chord progressions, that kind of stuff. Really tailor it. And you can print several and laminate them and have them like be stuck forever with those challenges. Or you could just make them up with them. And so then it's really easy. All you do is roll the dice, whatever coin you land on. So let's say they roll, you get hot pink. That means pink, play a hard measure times 3. So pick a piece that they're doing, play a measure 3 times. If they land on a -2, they go backwards. If they land on a +2, you go forwards 2. One of my students this week landed on, go to the next pink coin, and you should have seen her eyes light up like, oh my god. So you go all the way to the next pink coin. And then, like, if they land on orange, like play a scale, how do you know what scale to play? You could either use this wheel, I'll tell you, it's come in handy. You spin it, you're like, oh, you land, oh, C minor, so you have to play a C minor scale. If you guys know my Cascade book, I've been doing so much of this with my kids lately. I have them either play like a blocked chord. If they're learning chord rolls, I have them play chord rolls. If they're doing mega chord rolls, I have them do mega chord rolls. So if I landed on C minor and we were learning chord rolls, I say, okay, play a chord roll. So it just depends on what your kids are learning. So that's an easy way to decide what you have to play. I also made little cards like these ones. So instead of, if you don't want to do the wheel, you just want to turn over a card, and that tells you what you should be playing. So these are my chord cards. So I could use these and I'll show you too. I have my chord bingo I want to show you. Anyway, if they land on the chord one, you spin it again or use a card. Let's see what chord they'll play. F, major chord. Anyway, so that is a really fun way. And this one, the other games I felt were really, really quick. This is a little bit longer, and because there's a lot of coins, so quite a bit to get through. Okay, so that is that game. I'm going to go quickly over. I have all of these chord bingos, so I sent this in one file to my students. And I'm like, okay, pick what board you want, and then I pick mine. And then same thing, I use this chord wheel to determine which ones we cross off. Or you can use some cards if you have patience to laminate and cut, which is, for me, very therapeutic. I love it. So that's another thing you could do just to reinforce chords and all that stuff. Now I'm literally just going to show you guys what I have in my little bag quickly. Let me wrap this. So this is my little rhythm ones. Like I said, I have all of these chord ones. Oopsie, that's backwards. Can't really see that. And these match all my little note match magnets, the same colors and everything. Anyway, so these are fun. Those are all in my shop, and again, if you are a member, you just download it for free. Look at how big this is insane. This is so heavy. Okay, look at my little dice that I play. I have a pink one down here and then one in the baby room when I teach up there. The kids love my little dice. So I made these last week, note match intervals, and they're just tiny little square ones to reinforce intervals, and all I do is I'll either show it to them and they tell me what interval it is, but maybe that might be hard for kids to name them already, so you could play a game where you show them 2 cards and they have to tell you which one's bigger. Obviously I keep pulling the same, they're all fifths. Like you show them which one is the bigger one, you know, and see how many they can get right in 1 minute, or see how many they can get right in 2 minutes. I always time my kids. They love it because then you can kind of do it the following week and then compare if they've made better time. So these cover, not only do the little color notes match the note match magnets that I made, but the notes cover from, I've done it from the low F to the higher G right out of note match. So it covers all of those intervals, seconds, thirds, fourths, fifths, unisons, also all the way to octaves, harmonic, and also melodic. And not only are melodic, I have like ascending and then descending. Like there's literally, I think, over 250, probably more. Okay, let me put that back. So this will keep you busy forever, and you won't probably come across the same two when you're playing a game with them, which is great. So I previously made these other little flashcards. These ones are the whole staff. So the other one is just treble clef or bass clef, and these are the whole staff. Same thing, unisons. These ones go all the way to fifths, I believe. I don't think I did more than, let me just double check. But they're so cute and colorful, and this is kind of Easter, they're pastel colors. So pretty. Yeah, see a third, melodic fifth, harmonic fifth. Yeah, let me go like this. Third, seconds. Anyway, so these are great too. Like, name the interval, and these only go up to fifths, so you know that's all they're like working on. Okay, then you got, and here's some more little rhythm ones. You can see a rest behind there. Can you see it? There it is. I've got simple note match flashcards. These are just like, but Note Rush is fun too. This is like Note Rush, but not alive, not an app. You just go through them. But let's say I'm only learning, you know, C, D, E with super, super beginners, and I would just pull those 3 notes and have just run through those constantly. So many things. More little rhythm ones. Oh, spot it. Mary, I know you cut all of yours out. You are superwoman for doing that. Kids must love you. So the spotted game, normally it's played differently when you're in person, but obviously all I'm doing is adapting online. So what I'll do is I will pull 2, and I will ask the kid which one is in common, and I'll either say let's do 10 cards, but usually 10 is never enough, so like they want to do more. So let's see, which one's in common? Can you find it? Obviously the glare is not helping. Let me see if I can look through. Do you see it? Oh, I see it. It's the middle C, the actual note. Okay, anyway, so spot it. The kids love it. Can't tell you how long it took me to design that. Got it in my head that I was going to do it. But anyway, so very fun game. That one's actually a really popular one in my shop. Kids like, or teachers like that one. Here are my little arrows to make all my or my wheels. And I made a fancier rhythm one, but I haven't printed it yet. A big hit. I spot it. Yes, Mary. Kids love it. I made, you know those interval cards I showed you guys? So this is Uno version. So I made these Uno cards. It's just an extension. Let me show you. Because who doesn't love Uno? So this will be really fun. I can't play this online, really. But there's skip, there's reverse, there's wild card. Maybe I'll repost that on my Cascade wall because I haven't. I'm really bad at sharing what games I make. I think I do them in Canva, but I think people like them more when you, like the ones that you put, Mary, you know how you took a picture of Spot It? People like that more. It makes it more real. And this is another huge one that kids are loving, and I'm loving because I'm seeing, and it's getting their sight reading to be even better. Obviously, there's no like crazy rhythms. It's just straight up notes. But what I'll do is I'll pick like 10, 15, or 20 cards, or 30, depending on the student. And I just pick them randomly. And then I time them from 1 week to the next. And see, like all of these are literally 3 minutes or under per activity. And you're just reinforcing, keeps their attention span going. So I'll just, let's say I pick like I always try to make them right direction so I'm not like flipping during the lesson, because since we're timing, so yeah, so I would go like this, and I go right side go, and then they play it for me, and they play it. And it's really also practicing their visual, like, oh, it's all skipping, da-da-da-da. And sometimes even before they finish the card, for my more advanced kids, I pull it down so that they're like practicing to read ahead. Da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum, right? Anyway, kids love this one, and I've seen progress just by doing a tiny bit every day or every lesson. We are almost done, guys. Yeah, so there are, where did my pile go? Yeah, there are so many, there's like 250 or something in these too. So many, so you'll never run out of different ones. The one thing about those is that there's only unisons, so it's either the same note, it's either a step, or it's a skip. So that's the biggest interval, and I want to do a whole other pack that has fourths and fifths, and then sixth, seventh, and octaves. And then I guess you can combine them, but I want to keep them separate so that, and then eventually maybe I'll do them with like all of them and add rhythm. I don't know. That's a lot of cutting and printing, but all worth it. More interval cards, telling you there's so many. Oh, these are my interval hearts. So obviously these are like little puzzles, so in person is easier or more fun. Well, not more fun, but sorry, there's like my hair everywhere. I'm losing it all postpartum. So here's like the octave side. So you could do like a true or false. Like you pull two of them and you tell them, is this true or false, right? And obviously this is false, right? Or you just show them one and you're like, okay, or what is this interval, right? But when you have them in person, you know, set them on the table and see how fast they can put all of them together, like match them up correctly. So these are my little interval hearts. They go from unisons to octaves. So there's a ton of those. This will be fun this summer for my piano club too. We're almost done. That's it. And I just have these little ones. These are for like super beginners. My little puzzle with the matching. You can find an F, find an E, and then you have the colored notes, if I could find them. Here. Like, is this true or not, you know? Yep, that one's true. But again, it's like a puzzle. You can put it on a table and say, how fast can you match all of these, you know? Anyway, oh yeah, there's a couple, I have one more thing in here. These are my blank staff cards, or you have some with the treble clef. So you could have them practice, so composition, for example, they'll write like 3 or 4 notes, and then you have another one, and then you put them next to each other, and then you have them play them. You can mix and match the cards, so that's another fun way to reinforce reading. Composition is always good. You see what kids know or don't. Anyway, that is everything in this little bag of mine. Obviously, I have more things on in my folders with the books and stuff that the ink that I have used. I know, Mary. So I buy cheaper ink, not the real Canon stuff. Shh, I'm going to get in trouble for saying that. But because I go through so much ink, so I just buy in bulk with, I can share the link if you want later. Yeah, because ink is very expensive, and we know we are very much at home, and I want to build more games and stuff, so I know there's a lot of ink in my future. And paper. I've gone through so much paper and so many laminating sheets, and yeah. But I love it. It's literally kind of therapeutic for me. Like I said, I just love printing and watching my shows and cutting them out and then trying them with my kids, and they're all happy. Anyway, I think that wraps it up. That was longer than I thought. If you have questions, let me know. Put them below. I will answer them later. For those of you watching the replay. Okay, yeah, Mary, I'm going to have to buy actually more ink because I just realized I am out of black ink. Still have a couple color ones. So I'll share that link below here. I have to find it in my Amazon account. Okay, Thank you all for being here today. I hope that was helpful. I hope you're having fun with your kids online. And again, if you have questions, let me know below. And if not, I will see you guys on Instagram and Facebook or in emails. And talk to you later. Bye, Mary. Have fun with your kiddos. Bye, everybody.